Disclaimer: Reggie and Royal's analysis and insights are based upon data gathered by it from various sources believed to be reliable, complete and accurate. However, no guarantee is made by Reggie and Royal, or Vision Associates LLC as to the reliability, completeness and accuracy of the information so analyzed. Reggie and Royal is in the business of gathering information, analyzing it and disseminating the analysis for informational and educational purposes only. Reggie and Royal attempts to analyze trends, not make recommendations. All statements and expressions are the opinion of Reggie and Royal and are not meant to be investment advice or solicitation or recommendation to establish market positions. Our opinions are subject to change without notice. Reggie and Royal strongly advises readers to conduct thorough research relevant to decisions and verify facts from various independent sources. Copyright 2021 Vision Associates LLC. All rights reserved.
Hey everyone, and welcome to your personalized deep dive. We know you're super interested in AI and all its potential impacts.
And what better way to explore that than through some curated insights from actual podcast episodes?
Right. We've got 2 episodes lined up just for you.
Awesome.
The podcast we're diving into is called Reggie and Royal, and they usually focus on big picture stuff: economics, cryptocurrency, history, business, you name it.
So a pretty wide range then. Interesting.
Yeah, but what's really fascinating is that they're shifting their focus to AI.
Gotta wonder why.
Well, they actually believe AI is a monumental event, calling it the 8th major technological event of the last 40 years.
Even bigger than crypto, they say.
Even more impactful than cryptocurrency, that's right. And remember, this is coming from a podcast that started just 2 years ago, focusing primarily on cryptocurrency.
Whoa. That's a pretty big statement, especially given their background. It really shows how fast AI is emerging as a major force in tech.
Right. They even rearranged their whole podcast schedule to prioritize AI content. They're basically saying, understanding AI right now is as crucial as understanding Bitcoin was a decade ago.
Oh, I like that analogy. Remember how early Bitcoin adopters saw those huge gains?
Yeah, exactly.
It feels like they're suggesting that early involvement in AI could be just as beneficial, maybe even more so.
You got it. They even drew a parallel between the two, specifically mentioning the potential of carbon credit cryptocurrency.
Carbon credit cryptocurrency. That's definitely a niche to keep an eye on.
Absolutely. And they don't hold back when talking about AI's potential impact. They believe it'll impact society on a scale we haven't seen, honestly, in generations.
That's a powerful statement.
Yeah, it is.
It really underscores how urgent it is to understand AI. Like, this isn't just another tech trend. It's a potential, like a massive societal shift.
Absolutely. So how do they actually define AI then?
Okay, good question.
Well, they define it as a branch of computer science that's focused on creating systems that can, perform tasks that typically require human intelligence.
So making machines think, essentially.
Exactly. And they really emphasize AI's ability to learn from data, to make decisions, and even adapt to changes.
Adapt, that's interesting.
Right.
It's not just following pre-programmed instructions. It's more like AI can, think on its feet.
Yeah, it's like it's thinking, learning.
And that's what makes it so powerful and potentially, really disruptive.
For sure. To help break it down, they categorize AI into a few key areas.
Okay. Love a good breakdown.
First, they talk about natural language processing, NLP for short.
NLP rings a bell.
It's all about computers understanding and interacting with human language.
Ah, like chatbots.
Yes, you got it.
Those things are getting increasingly sophisticated.
Definitely. Then there's machine learning, where we're basically training machines to learn from data.
Like those personalized recommendations you get online.
Yes. The more data it gets, the better it becomes at predicting what you might want.
It's almost creepy sometimes how accurate those recommendations can be.
Right. And finally, they talk about deep learning, where things get, deep.
Ooh, deep learning. Sounds intense.
It uses complex neural networks inspired by the human brain to analyze huge amounts of data.
So like self-driving cars, for example.
Exactly. Deep learning is behind many of the recent AI breakthroughs.
That's pretty cool.
Definitely. And speaking of amazing applications, they spend quite a bit of time talking about large language models, or LLMs.
LLMs, yeah, those are all over the news these days. They seem pretty important.
Absolutely. They focus specifically on GPT-3, highlighting its incredible capabilities, like writing articles, translating languages, summarizing documents, even answering questions based on context.
Stuff we used to think was exclusively human territory.
Right. It's pretty mind-blowing. They mentioned that GPT-3 has 175 billion parameters, which basically measures its complexity.
175 billion. That's just,
Yeah.
I can't even fathom that. How do they even...
It's massive. But what's even more impressive is its ability to learn new tasks from just a few examples.
Few-shot learning, right. That's a real game changer. You could teach a machine something new with minimal instruction.
Exactly. It unlocks so many possibilities.
It's like AI is becoming a fast learner, adapting quickly to new challenges.
For sure.
Right.
And with all this power comes the question, how are these powerful AI systems being used? Well, Reggie and Royal discuss the impact of AI on different industries, starting with healthcare.
Healthcare seems like a prime candidate for AI disruption. So much potential there.
Totally. They talk about AI aiding in diagnosis, drug discovery, and even personalized treatment plans.
Imagine a future with custom-tailored medicine, just for you.
It's exciting, isn't it?
Definitely. But they also touch upon the potential for job displacement in the financial sector. AI could analyze data, detect fraud, and personalize customer service, maybe replacing human roles.
Yeah, that's a valid concern.
It's a recurring theme in these AI discussions. It's less about jobs disappearing entirely and more about the need for us to adapt and learn new skills.
Right. They acknowledge that AI will lead to job displacement in some sectors. They even give specific examples like manufacturing assembly lines, customer service, and data entry.
Jobs where AI is already making its mark.
Yes, but they also emphasize the need for reskilling and upskilling the workforce.
It's about evolving with AI, not resisting it.
Exactly. They wrap up by encouraging listeners to embrace the power of AI and stay curious about all the incredible advancements ahead.
A call to action to be active participants in this AI revolution, not just passive observers,
Perfectly put.
engaged learners, ready to adapt and shape this incredible technology. I think that's a great note to end on.
Yeah, definitely food for thought.
Welcome back. It's fascinating to dive deeper into AI with Reggie and Royal, isn't it?
Yeah, totally. In the last part, they kind of painted this broad picture of AI, but now they're actually taking us on a journey through its evolution, how it all began.
So like a history of AI.
Exactly. They take us all the way back to the 1950s and 60s, the early days of AI.
Wow, the very beginning.
Yeah. Back then, researchers were experimenting with these rule-based systems for natural language processing.
Trying to, teach computers to understand human language.
Exactly. By creating these formal grammars, manipulating symbols.
So those were like the first attempts at making computers understand us.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing to see how far AI has come from those early efforts, you know?
It's a testament to the ingenuity of those early researchers, paving the way for what we have today.
Definitely. Then in the late 80s and 90s, we saw the emergence of statistical models for language analysis.
Okay, so things started to get a bit more complex.
Right. Models like Ngram and hidden Markov models were used to analyze text, but they had their limitations.
What kind of limitations?
Well, they were good at analyzing individual words, but they struggled with understanding the relationships between words in a larger context.
Ah, so like they can see the trees, but not the forest.
Yeah, exactly. It's like trying to understand a sentence by only looking at each word in isolation. You miss the bigger picture.
Right, makes sense. So how do they overcome that hurdle?
That's where neural networks came into play in the late 90s and early 2000s.
Neural networks, I've heard that term before.
They're inspired by the structure of the human brain, offering this new approach to language processing. They could learn and adapt from data, moving away from those rigid rule-based systems.
Ah, so more like how humans learn, through experience.
Exactly. And this shift to neural networks was a major turning point for AI. It just opened up this whole world of possibilities for language processing, paving the way for the advancements we see today.
It's like AI finally got a brain upgrade.
Yeah, something like that. And then the real game changer came in the 2010s with the development of word embeddings and deep learning.
Deep learning, that rings a bell. Didn't we talk about that before?
Yes. Word embeddings basically allowed computers to represent words in a way that captured their meaning and relationships while deep learning enabled the creation of even more complex neural networks.
It's like giving AI a supercharged brain, right?
Exactly. It can analyze massive amounts of data and extract these complex patterns that were just like inaccessible before.
Okay, so that's how we got to the powerful LLMs we've been discussing.
Precisely. Suddenly, AI could handle the complexities of language with much greater accuracy and sophistication.
Impressive. So what led to this explosion of LLMs?
Well, Reggie and Royal say it was a combination of several factors: advancements in neural networks, the availability of massive data sets, and increasing computational power.
Like all the ingredients coming together at the right time to create this perfect AI storm.
Exactly. They actually take the time to highlight some of the key figures who contributed to all this progress.
It's always good to acknowledge the brilliant minds behind these advancements. Reminds us that it's all built on human ingenuity.
Yeah, for sure. They mention people like Yoshua Bengio, Geoffrey Hinton, and Jan LeCun, who are often called the godfathers of deep learning.
Ah, those names sound familiar.
Their work on neural networks really laid the foundation for the AI we see today.
Pioneers in the field.
Exactly. They also mention other influential researchers like Tomas Mikolov, who developed the word Tuvek algorithm, and Alec Radford and Ilya Sutskever, who played a key role in developing the GPT series of language models.
So these are the folks who really push the boundaries of AI.
Absolutely. Their work has shaped the trajectory of AI, paving the way for the amazing applications we're seeing today.
So they're kind of like the unsung heroes of the AI revolution.
I like that, unsung heroes. And speaking of breakthroughs, Reggie and Royal spend a significant part of their episode talking about GPT-3.
GPT-3, that's the one they were really impressed with, right?
Yeah, they consider it a major leap forward in the field of LLMs.
Because of its massive scale and ability to do few-shot learning.
Exactly. They marvel at its versatility in tackling a wide range of language tasks. It's like GPT-3 took all the best aspects of previous language models and amplified them.
Like AI on steroids.
Yeah. But they also acknowledge the challenges and potential pitfalls that come with this powerful technology.
Right, because every coin has two sides.
Exactly. They talk about the issue of bias in LLMs.
Bias, how so?
Well, it can stem from biased training data. It means that AI systems, if they're not carefully trained, can perpetuate and even amplify existing biases.
Ah, so the AI is only as good as the data it's trained on.
Right, it's a reflection of the data it learns from, which means we need to be very careful about the data we use to train these systems.
Otherwise, the AI could end up being prejudiced.
Exactly. They also highlight the potential for misuse of LLMs, like creating fake news, deepfakes, or other forms of harmful content.
Oh yeah, it's a scary thought. The ability to manipulate information with AI could have serious consequences.
It's like giving someone a powerful tool without proper instructions or safety measures.
We need to figure out how to use this technology responsibly and ethically.
Absolutely. And then there's the issue of privacy.
Privacy, right. Because these LLMs are trained on huge data sets.
Yeah, and those data sets often include personal information, which raises concerns about data privacy and potential misuse.
It's a tricky balance between leveraging the power of data and protecting individual privacy.
We need clear guidelines and robust privacy-preserving techniques to ensure AI development doesn't come at the expense of our personal information.
Definitely. We can't sacrifice privacy in the name of progress.
Agreed. Welcome back. For this final part of our deep dive into AI with Reggie and Royal, they really zero in on what the future holds, and how we can all kind of navigate it.
Yeah, like they've given us this great overview of AI, and now it's, okay, what next? What do we do with this information?
Well, exactly. And they jump right back into a topic we've touched on before, which is, AI's potential to replace human jobs.
Yeah, the automation question.
Right. But this time they really go deeper, exploring both the concerns and the opportunities.
Yeah, because it's a big one. I mean, automation's always been part of progress, but AI seems to be, like, accelerating it, right?
For sure. They acknowledge that some jobs are, definitely vulnerable to being replaced, particularly those involving repetitive tasks or processes.
Makes sense. AI's really good at that stuff, pattern recognition and optimization. It's like a tireless worker.
Exactly. But their point is that this is not really about jobs disappearing. It's more about a shift in the skills that'll be needed.
So not humans versus AI, but humans and AI working together.
Exactly. And they argue that AI will also create new jobs, many of which we can't even picture yet.
That's interesting.
Right. Think about like the internet. It created a whole bunch of jobs that didn't exist before. AI could do the same.
Okay, yeah, I see what you mean.
So it's about adapting, not resisting.
Understanding the changes and, learning the skills needed to thrive in this new world.
Exactly. They actually give really specific advice for people at different career stages, from those starting out to those further along, even retirees.
So they're tailoring the advice, which is helpful.
Yeah. For those early in their careers, they say strong digital literacy skills are super important. Being adaptable and embracing continuous learning is key.
Those sound like solid fundamentals.
Right. And they even suggest that, junior employees could use AI tools to automate tasks, which frees up their time for more strategic stuff.
That's smart. Use AI as your assistant, basically.
Exactly. Then for mid-career folks, they recommend leveraging AI for, skill enhancement and career growth.
Keeping up with the times?
Yeah. They suggest using AI-powered training programs to stay updated with trends and explore new opportunities.
Because the job market is changing so fast.
Right. And they even talk about retirees. They see AI as a way for retirees to stay engaged, active, and connected.
So it can benefit everyone, regardless of where they are in life.
Yeah, like using AI-powered platforms to find communities, manage health, or even explore new hobbies.
That's actually pretty cool. I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. And throughout the episode, their big message is that we need to be active in this AI revolution, not just passive.
Be informed, involved.
Exactly. Educate yourself about it, talk about its impact, and advocate for responsible development.
So shaping the future of AI, not just letting it happen to us.
Exactly. That's a great way to put it. And that brings us to the end of our deep dive with Reggie and Royal.
Wow, that was a lot of information, but super insightful.
Right. We went from the basics of AI all the way to its potential impact on our lives and careers. Hopefully you feel a bit more prepared to navigate this exciting, AI-powered world.
Definitely. And it's important to remember this is just the starting point. AI is constantly evolving, and there's so much more to learn and explore.
So stay curious, keep asking questions, and join us as we continue to explore this amazing world of AI.
It's going to be a wild ride, that's for sure. But it's a ride we're all on together.
Couldn't agree more. Thanks for joining us, everyone.